Hey everybody, I am Erica Despain. I'm the editor of All Things Madison. This is my weekly segment called the Madtown Minute, where I get on here live every Thursday or Friday, sometime between noon on Thursday and noon on Fridays, and chat about all the things related to what I did out and about that week in my personal life, but also what I covered on the website or what I'm working on for next week. So I like to get on here, give you a little bit of behind the scenes, and just kind of chat about what's happening in Madison. I like doing it live because I hope it builds credibility with you guys that I don't edit this. What you see is what you get. I can't take back anything I say on live. So you kind of get the unfiltered version of Erica. So here we go. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into it. First of all, I hope you guys are having a great week. Our weather has kind of been up and down as far as being really cool in the mornings. By afternoon, familiar. If you are not familiar with Alabama weather, February, we're gonna see some nice days. It never fails that we end up having a day where it is in the 70s and it just gives us that little glimmer of spring. And then March and April will have a good combination of winter and spring, and then full force summer in May. Pretty great if you like warm weather like me. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so last week on the Madtown Minute, I ended it by talking about Jonathan's Grill. It's an upscale sports bar, and I was about to end my Madtown Minute and get on the phone with him. Well, I did, and we had the best conversation, and I was so excited about everything he told me that I actually immediately sat down at my computer and busted out the article and shared it with you guys Thursday night. I actually talked to the co-owner, Kurt. He was so awesome. He is just as excited to be here as we are about having them. I think it's really cool what they're doing because they have two separate sections of their restaurant. One of them is very family friendly. One of them is always going to be 21 and up. They have separate entrances and everything, separate patios, the whole 9 yards. So it was cool for him to explain a little bit of that and what's coming. They right now only have locations in Nashville and one in Chattanooga, and they're coming to Madison. And the cool thing is that I had not heard from anyone that we were going to have a location at Town Madison. So he told me that, and you guys are really excited to hear that as well. So yeah, Jonathan's is going to be a great addition to Madison. I know that when we usually go out to eat, we like to stay in Madison because we like to drive down the road and drive home. Huntsville has incredible restaurants that we usually have a hankering to go to, but of course proximity is important. So to hear that Madison is getting these awesome places is great news. Jonathan's being one of them. A lot of you that have moved here from Nashville, or maybe who frequent Nashville often, have said that you've been to Jonathan's and that you agreed it's great. So I have not been. I'm excited to go, and I'm excited to keep up with Kurt. And he said that he would keep us updated with what's coming with Jonathan's Grill. The one at Cliff Farm will open this summer. The one over at Town Madison should be open by Christmas. So good news. Okay. I also went and tried out Hot Works. You guys may have seen my Instagram stories about that this week. It was such a good workout. I think the thing I liked about it the most was that I was there a really short time, 30 minutes, but left feeling like I got an hour-long workout, like heart pumping, dripping sweat. I just really enjoyed it. It felt very efficient, felt good to go home, take a shower, and just felt like I got in a really good solid workout in a really short amount of time. I don't know about you, but time is a hot commodity in my life. So just being able to get in a good workout in 30 minutes was awesome. Plus the sauna aspect of it was just plain fun. I had never done anything like that before. I've done hot yoga classes in the past. This, I thought it would feel more like hot yoga. It didn't. It felt like I was working out in a sauna. I liked it. It was really cool. I just encourage you to try it out. I am going to have an article up probably tomorrow that shares a little bit more about that experience if you're curious and have been side-eyeing that business. Let's see. Last night, I published an article about meeting New York Mets baseball player Bruce Maxwell. I actually mentioned him in my Madtown Minute last week too, because I met him on Thursday and then I filmed this a couple hours later. So I finally got that article up about Bruce's involvement with Acclinate and the Now Included movement, and how Acclinate strives to diversify the testing in clinical trials to make sure that all races are represented in clinical trials, because certain medications respond differently to different genetic makeups. And so Acclinate is striving to make sure that there's all kinds of diversified representation, which I think is a super worthy cause. And Bruce Maxwell is on board as well. So he is a Sparkman High School graduate, and he is back. He was doing some spring training over at the compound on Highway 72. And so he is now an ambassador for Acclinate because he fully believes in what they're doing. So just hearing from him and learning about his involvement with that was really cool. That article was very well received by you guys and was read a lot. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, but it was really well received and read a bunch. So I think people were excited to see that from him. And I've heard that a lot of people actually know him from home. As I think he graduated Sparkman in 2009. So I know a lot of people that are around that age may remember Bruce, and yeah, good dude. He also made national headlines a few years ago because he was the first Major League Baseball player to take a knee during the national anthem in protest of police brutality and just racial injustice. So you can definitely Google his name. He's had he's a fighter. He's been through a lot in the last decade, but glad to see what he's doing. Just such a good guy. So shout out to Bruce. Loved meeting you. Okay, about 3 weeks ago, I had a message from a follower saying that she was looking to decorate her new home with local pieces of art. Where can she find local pieces of art? So a bunch of you shared on Instagram where people could shop for local art. I also did a little bit of research myself and wrote a big roundup article yesterday. So you can go on there. Unfortunately, only a couple of them actually live in Madison. Madison is small, which means the pool of people that we can pull from is small. But we all shop in Huntsville from time to time. We go into Huntsville. You can commission local pieces of art from people that work out of their homes in Huntsville. So incredibly talented. As you guys know, artists there, it's not just, I mean, some of them may do paintings or this or that, but a lot of them do acrylics. They can create pieces, 3D things and all kinds of fun stuff. So I know I have a couple of pieces of art that was created just for me for various things, and those are some of the most special items in my home. So I would encourage you to take a look at those artists, see what kinds of stuff they create, and see if you can come up with an excuse to shop from one of them and support them, either for your own home or for a gift. Let's see. As far as my personal life goes, not my personal life, but like my personal happenings, I did my work yesterday at Rocket City Coffee Company just to break things up. You'll go to Grounded or Panera or somewhere like that. Rocket City Coffee Company is actually more on the Harvest side of Madison. They have a Madison address. So if you are on Highway 72 and you're going to head towards Harvest on Wall Triana, you're going to go through Capshaw and it's going to be right there on your left. That place is awesome. Like, people need to go in there, especially if you're looking to do some work, because they have the great place to just sit. Lots of couches and tables there. I had 2 coffees and a lemonade because I was there for a while and everything I had was so good. It's funny, another customer and I were actually talking about how good the playlist was. There was like some hip hop up in there, and then they would switch it to contemporary Christian music. I mean, it was like awesome. We were like having a little bit of Jesus up in there, and then we had like some hip hop. It was awesome. It was such a good playlist. And so I really liked working there, and I will totally be back. So very good experience. Shout out to people over there at Rocket City Coffee Company. You guys have created a really great spot. This morning I was over at Woldee, which is a tile store, tile flooring, all that fun stuff over on Highway 72, close-ish to County Line. County Line Road. So we are building a home that we should move into late summer, and we're doing another meeting for all the tile selections, and they were very helpful. My sister is visiting here from Chicago, and she said that our tile store had way more options than the store that she went to locally up there. She was really impressed with how big the store was and how many options we have. So yeah, I know I had driven past that store a million times and seen all the countertops outside all lined up. So it's fun to actually go in and see all the pretty stuff they have in there. So yeah, really good experience over there at Woldee. Okay, finally, and then I'll wrap this up. On Saturday, we had a baby shower for one of my very best friends at Tom Brown's. I did put a little Instagram post up about that a few days ago because I just wanted to. Tom Brown's wasn't looking for any kind of shout out from me. This was just something I did in my personal life, not associated with the business at all. But they exceeded our expectations and provided us a really good venue. we were struggling to find something because we're planning for something in January. It could be cold out. It could be 20 degrees or 60 degrees. It could be raining. We need somewhere that's outside, somewhere that we can offer a come and go setting, just trying to abide by all of the COVID guidelines, but still celebrate this very deserving mama and her first baby. And Tom Brown's was perfect. It was a perfect venue. It was cool outside, but we had all the heaters going, which if you were by a heater, you were good to go. It also is just plain attractive up there. I mean, their little setting out there on their patio is beautiful. We had a great experience. After the come and go portion, the host of the shower, my expecting friend, and then the grandmothers of the baby stayed back, and we had dinner together on their little picnic tables outside in the patio. And it was just a really good experience considering the circumstances. Made lemonades out of lemons, and we just really enjoyed it and really appreciated Tom Brown's. Just having a venue like that made it feel really special, despite, circumstances and things you're having to work around. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think I've blabbed long enough on here. I've had a bunch of you get on here live. I always appreciate you coming on. If you're ever on here in the future, feel free to ask me questions. It can be about anything I'm talking about or about other things. Maybe you have story suggestions. Maybe you've passed this empty field and you've seen construction and you want to know what's going on. You can feel free to ask, and if I have an answer, I'll tell you. And if I don't have an answer, I'll tell you that too. So anyway, I get some of my best story ideas from people that ask me questions on Instagram, that email me, that send me stuff on Facebook, because you guys are citizens of our community and you have questions, and I love to put helpful information on my site that you want to know anyway. So I always appreciate suggestions from you guys about what you're curious about, maybe what holes you feel like we have in our community, and any digging you like me to do, because I'm brave enough to pester and do the digging and get the dirt to deliver you guys all the things that you want to know about Madison. So that's about all I have for you. Thanks again for hopping on here. Let's see. What's up with the Trash Panda's exit in 565? So I don't know. I've read a couple of articles that talked about how there's some big financial issue going on with opening up that 565 exit, and that people are very, very concerned that it's not going to be open in time for the games in April. So I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes with the 565 exit. But I think it's a little bit more than just opening the exit. I don't know what's going on. But I do know there is some financial something, and sounds like it's a little hairy. So yeah, that's but hopefully it will open, because right now to get into the Trash Panda Stadium, there's only two ways. Zert Road, which is a hot mess because of all the traffic, and because it's just plain small, or you can come in from Wall Triana, which is also a little bit of a haul, and so they need to open that exit. But again, I have read that it is more than just opening an exit. So yeah, thanks for the question, Ricky. Hope you're doing well. All right, you guys, have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys back on the website next week. Have a great day.